Hello guys, hope you're all keeping well. My name's Rob, this is the Hobby Desk, and today we're talking reinforcements. So, as you may have seen some of the previous videos, we've been working on our British Airborne Army for Bolt Action, 3rd edition. This we're at the moment, we're a sea of grey plastic. And apart from these guys looking quite... oh, dropping them on everyone. It's got a nice basic green paint job at the moment, waiting washes and dry brushing things like that. So we've been building our Airborne Army, and we were thinking of some reinforcements. Because I'll be honest, at the moment, we are troop heavy, armour light. I printed a Tetrarch as a test, just to see what it would look like, how the file would come out. Give it a basic spray, and I just colored it in with some paint pens. Nothing special. Just to see how they work. Paint pens in question with these things. They're AK Interactive, is it? Yeah, AK paint markers. Really cool things. But yeah, so that was that. I might add a couple more Tetrarchs. Not sure yet. I thought about Humbers, some armoured cars, and someone pointed out online on one of the Bolt Action groups that it wouldn't necessarily be historically accurate for an airborne army, but you know, I'm not that fussed on being historically accurate. But I know some tournaments, things like that you go to are. So right, I need some options. So, I had a look online, I was asking a few questions, I was suggested some universal carriers. In fact, it was suggested to get some universal carriers early on in my project, just so you can move your troops around the table a bit faster. So I thought, okay, yeah, cool. So they've always been on my list, and lucky for me, there was a gent on one of the Facebook groups, one of the Bolt Action buy and sell groups, who was selling his Airborne collection. He had tons of tanks and all sorts. So I messaged him because I saw a few choice pieces that I've been after. So I sent him a message and said, look, what have you got? Can you send me a list or a breakdown or something? Blah, blah, blah. And I'll just come back with you with a list of stuff that I'm after. You give me a price, we'll work it out from there. And the guy was really nice, really cool guy. And he was like, yeah, I've got all this. So I'm right, okay. So I was like, right. Like some universal carriers. So I've been ordering for them and some bits and bobs. But what I'll do is I'll go through the reinforcements now. So I'll move the army out the way. And yeah, so we got some universal carriers. So I picked up 3 of them. Now, lucky for me, we'll zoom in. Lucky for me, the gent in question, he hadn't glued any of the front pieces on. So I can get that off without breaking it. So your visor. He hadn't glued any of these on. The guns are still loose there as well. All the miniatures are loose inside. Basically, so he could paint them eventually, but obviously he's sold them to me, so he's not going to paint them now. So good for me. That was nice. He's done a nice job modelling them. Let's just pop that on there. Stowage, things like that. You're drunk in the back there. So we've got 3 of those. Various bits of stowage and what have you on it. Picked up them. There's the other one. Again, they're all loose, so you can paint them. And I know that the drivers and stuff aren't necessarily airborne. I mean, this chap in here is got an airborne chap there, and we've got an airborne driver in this one. But again, I'm not totally fussed on, if that's, he hasn't got a beret on, he can't drive that, he's got the wrong helmet on. So we've got some of them in my army. What else do we get? Where am I? Here we go. I also got in the same lot one of these. Now this is a pretty cool kit. Now, if I can open it up, we'll zoom out again. Hello. This is the British Airborne Jeep. So the trailer. And this is a resin kit from Warlord, a metal and resin kit, which is pretty cool. Various bits and pieces again, drivers and stuff. So we'll zoom back in now, shall we? In and out, in and out. So we've got the obviously the drivers, things like this, gunners, bits and bobs, and the various extra chappies. It's going to sit on the back. So it comes with the trailer as well. Imagine the hitch goes in here somewhere. But yeah, so that's quite a nice piece, to be honest. I've not really had any Warlord resin before, as in their resin cast stuff. I've had their Soldiers of Fortune. They're really cool. They come out quite nice. But yeah, so obviously got an extra option here, and it came with the cards as well. Where's the cards? So we got the recce vehicle, British Airborne Jeep, and Universal Carriers. I know these are the stats for 2nd edition, I believe, aren't they? But yeah, so it's a recce vehicle with the trailer, or it's just the Jeep with the back. Put them there. So the options for that. So that's really cool. I suppose I could always swap some of these guys into the Universal Carriers, couldn't I? But yeah, when you look at the details, I've got a bit of a heavy piece there. Nice little kit. Really nice, in fact. So yeah, so we've got another transport option there. The transport options grow. You can sit your bum down there, mate. In fact, what are the casts like on these? Because some of the Warlord stuff, their metal stuff's been a bit iffy, hasn't it? He looks okay. Looks a bit scared. Maybe he's the guy sat in the back of the trailer. This chap here. Nah, he looks alright, doesn't he? No skinny heads here today. A little closer look on that one. Yeah, the Jeep itself is really nice. Really, really nice. And you know, because I've bought it ready built, I don't have to build it. That saves me some time. I'll just get paint on it. So yeah, really cool. Is there a signal man in the back? I think he is, and he's a radio operator, something like that. Yeah, got his headphones on. Either that or he's listening to music, he's listening to his iPod. Who knows? iPods. So it's my age now, doesn't it? iPods aren't even a thing anymore. Yeah, I loved my iPod. I digress. So yeah, so we got a Jeep as well, which is really cool. I'm sure I had something else cool here somewhere. Where did I put them? Aha. Then I picked up, as part of the same lot, another set of the snipers. Just because these are probably my favourite sniper miniatures in any miniatures range. These are the metal ones as well. The new ones, Warlord didn't come in their Warlord resin, which is fine. But I like the heft of these. These are, yeah, they're really, really nice. Really nice minis, these. That's these guys here. Painted. I'll say painted. Been base coated. But I mean, look at them. Look how nice they are. These did really well. I used these as a proxy for a sniper in my US Airborne force when my first ever game of bolt action, and absolutely obliterated my opponent's commander straight away. Managed to get a line of sight on him, and that was it. Game over for him. So yeah, these guys are lovely. And I know in your armies you can't use them. I don't think you can use multiple sniper teams, but I want to do these in more of a sort of a foresty look, shall we say. And more of your foliage and things like that, sort of a green camouflage. And I'm thinking about doing these guys. I know they wouldn't have worn this in the desert, but in more of a deserty, a browny, sort of brown tones, something like that maybe. I think that'd be quite cool for them. So I've got just an option really to swap them in and out. The gent chucked in a General Monty figure, which is pretty cool. Whether I use him in the force or use him as an objective, I don't really know, but he's nice. He says on the bottom, Monty General. Yeah, so that was cool. One of the figures in the lot that I picked, I clocked straight away, is one that I missed out on the Warlord website. And I don't know how I missed out on it, because it was a pretty big deal. Sadly, Paul Sawyer passed away. He was one of the head honchos at Warlord. A lot of people know him from his White Dwarf days as well. They released a figure where all the proceeds went to charity. So I wanted a Paul Sawyer for my British Airborne army. I can't even say British Airborne, can I? I wanted a Paul Sawyer for my British Airborne army, probably from day dot. And I couldn't get one, because by the time it came around for me to get one, Warlord, they weren't selling them anymore. But in this lot, I got a Paul Sawyer, so I'm just hoping I can do him justice and paint him up nicely for my army. And he's going to be the head honcho, the man in charge. God bless him, God bless his family, and rest in peace, Paul. Cancer is something that affects an awful lot of people, a lot of people's families, and it certainly affected mine. And it will touch people, most people throughout their lives, whether it's directly, indirectly, I'm hoping I can do him justice and paint this nice. So I've got one. It is a treasured miniature, and yeah, I'm hoping once I've got my paint recipe down for the Airborne, you know, I'll tackle that miniature and hopefully do a good job, and I'll do something on the channel when we do, and yeah, because it's just incredibly sad, to be honest. It's yeah, it's not nice, is it? Yeah, look, don't want to dwell on the sad, because I'm sure Paul himself, obviously I didn't know him, I'm sure he wouldn't want us to dwell on that side of things. You know, he wants us to be painting our toy soldiers and going out and, you know, having fun and living life. So yeah, rest in peace, Paul. God bless you. Yeah, next up in the lot was, these were more of an objective piece, really. I got 4 of them. I'm not sure what sets they were in originally. God, I feel a bit down now after talking with Paul there. Sad, bloody terrible, isn't it? Derailed myself. Right, back to it. Makes you think about things, doesn't it? Going in your own life. Yeah. Right, I picked up some of these. These are the parachute canisters. I'm not sure what set they came in, or they were a promo item or what. But the gent had 4 of them, and I thought they'll make lovely objectives on the battlefield in a lot of different games, I suppose. Yeah, there's 1 of each. Equipment canisters, weapon canisters, parachutes attached. Just nice chunky bits of metal. But yeah, so picked up 4 of them. Or the 4 that he had, so I'll take all of them. You know, it just adds a bit of a thematic sort of look, doesn't it? You know, if you put the pointy force on the table, got these scattered around the table, not even necessarily as an objective, just as a piece of terrain, really, a bit of interest, something to look at on the board. Yes, we got them. Did I get anything else from this gent? Oh, we got our Universal Carriers, Jeep, Sniper Team, Paul Sawyer, Monty, these bits. I'm sure there was something else. Maybe there wasn't. Yeah, so I mean, I'll be honest, I got a hell of a deal on it as well. A hell of a deal. All that was less than 50 quid. Or thereabouts, I think it was 50 quid. Based on the price of the carriers individually and all that. Yeah. And I made a donation as well to the brain cancer charity in honour of Paul as well, because, you know, I think things like that are very, very important. That's a charity I can get behind, and we can just back that, and, you know, hopefully one day we'll beat cancer, and it can fucking do one, can't it? Excuse my French. But yeah, so that's those reinforcements. What else did I pick up? Oh, I picked up some from Great Escape Games. Oh, showed my address then, didn't I? Don't want to do that. I wasn't keen on the Vickers machine gun kits, the Warlord ones. It feels a bit chunky and a bit, I don't know. I mean, I might like it, to be honest, once I've got paint on it. But I picked up these, and these were by, I think it's Artisan Miniatures, I want to say. If it's wrong, I'll put it up on the screen. I got 3 Vickers machine guns. So they do 2 different sets. I'll open up 2 of them, because 2 of them are the same. Yeah, 2 of them are the same. 2 of them, one of them's... There's 2 different sets they do. Let me rephrase all that. There's 2 different sets they do. I got 1 of each and an additional one. Let's move these over here out of the way, get a bit of space. So they do a standard Vickers. Their Airborne range. All in metal. Well, we're going to zoom back in again. We're in and out on this video, aren't we? There you get your bipod, your tripod. Obviously your Vickers. Your loader. I think he's a binocular man. He's some sort of spotter, isn't he? And then obviously you've got this guy who's not just looking for a fight. He's the man in the gun. Bit of flash on him. That's nothing, isn't it? You start with metal miniatures now. But yeah, so I got these because I just liked the look of these more than that of, I think the gun's meant to actually slide in there, which is quite cool. A bit of filing might be needed. But yeah, I liked the look of these more than the Warlord one. And scale-wise, I mean, I think they might be a bit small, to be honest, in comparison, but we'll make them work. We'll make them work. Once we've dressed the bases and stuff, they'll work. They'll look nice. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll put a picture up as well of what the kit should look like. It's together. So they do that one. And then they did this one as well, which I think it was the same price. But this was like a wounded kit, which I thought was really cool and interesting. So it comes with, where are we? Obviously you've got your loader, he's got a bandage around his head. So these look a bit more battle hardened. This chap who's like, everyone's shush, I think I can hear someone. Obviously we've got our gunner. And then this poor soul who's he's dearly departed us. There's some just extra bits and pieces, like a little bit of scenery there, like a Sten gun just on the side. Managed to stick that next to your gunner. There's this poor dead fella's rifle, which I can stick on a base and use him as an objective marker maybe. And obviously your Vickers again. So yeah, so you know that was an interesting one. But again, I'll put a picture up of the completed model. But yeah, so that was cool. So I got them. So I got two of these ones, the standard set, and one of the wounded ones to make more of a, I suppose, make it look more, a little bit more like a diorama, something like that. Yeah, so we got them. I think I was really pleased with the price of these as well. It was like £5 or something for these Vickers teams. Yeah, so I've got plenty there now to grow my army with, haven't I? Just zoom out again a minute. In and out, in and out. Yeah, so we picked up three universal carriers, a jeep, which we can either use as basically an assault jeep or just a recce jeep. Sniper team, got Monty, the guy threw in for free. Paul himself. Got objective pieces, got our Vickers teams, and I also have picked up some objective pieces. So what I'll do is I'll just bunch these together so I don't get them all mixed up and confused. Picked up some objective pieces from, I want to say, is it Ironclad Miniatures maybe, was it? I bought these a long time ago, and I'll be honest, I found them in a bag the other day and I thought, oh my god, that's where they went. I knew I bought some. Yeah, these are objective pieces as well. Now, these are resin cast. Really, really cool. Like a table with like a, zoom in a bit. Put your map on, rest that on top of a box or something. Yeah, they're just like a fuel dump, something like that. Just some barrels, just something to jump off points, I suppose. Twin barrels. Got that one, that kit. Christ, I got three kits. Okay. A slightly larger one, which is these two. Again, resin cast pieces, really, really nice, really detailed. Fuel dump. They'll paint up nice quick paint jobs on these, I think. Just get them on the table. I quite like set dressing. When you've got a table, I like having bits and bobs around, not necessarily to interact with, just to be there, just to add a bit of character. Hence why I bought them as well. Where's the other kit? Ah, yeah, this one. This is an interesting kit. I'll put some pictures of these up from the website, because you'll see painted examples then, how I'm planning on doing it. So this kit is like I suppose again, like an objective marker or just road signs. So 3 barrels, 3 bases with barrels on. Gives you the, I'm knocking everything. These little bits of, what are they? Plastic sticks. I don't know, there'll be a technical model in term for these. And signs, which is cool. You cut out and paint them. So when you see the picture I'll post now, You see how they've done them, and it's yeah. So I just spotted them on the table and thought, great, I'll have them. Again, more interesting little bits, just like, you know, the front this way. Let's pan that down there. Yeah, so that was ironclad miniatures, I want to say. I hope I've got that right. Yeah. So that is our update, our reinforcements for our airborne army. Excluding, you can't see them on screen, but there's 2 snipers here we already had. So yeah, we'll what else again? There's some objective pieces, you know, a bit of fun. Yeah, you know, they'll look nice on the table, I think. Let's get some paint on them. Most of my airborne army, I think I'm going to do a very basic paint job on to start with. I'd like to just get them almost table ready. I've got a paint scheme in mind. Like, obviously, I've got the scheme on the card there. I've bought all my paints for it already. I just need to get the base material down. So I'm just going to go real basic. Really, really basic. Just sand, I think. I bought a big tub of sand from Warlord Scenics. Warworld Gaming. Which will just... And the beauty of obviously the Warlord base, they've got a lip on. So I'll just fill that with some super glue, dunk them in sand, spray prime them, and then I'll worry about tufts and grass and static grass and stuff. I haven't got a static grass applicator, but I know someone who has, so I might give it a go. But yeah, so I've got them. So I'll get everything based. That's a job for an evening, I think, when the missus wants to just watch something on telly and I'm not interested. I'll just sit there with me tub of sand and me glue. Yeah, and I'll get them all based, get them all primed, and just get to work on them, really. And obviously I've got the little pieces of scenery, just as a palette cleanser, because I think, you know, I've never painted an army before. I've always painted individual miniatures. And I'll be honest, I get knackered and worn out painting individual miniatures. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like when I'm painting, you know, 50 Denison smocks. But, you know, we're going to make a go of it, because I'm excited to play this army as well, to be honest. I keep saying I'm going to put a video up on my list, and I will. Oh, sorry, I need a little drink there. But yeah, I'm excited to play them. Really, really excited to play them. The local store to me, Bulwark Games. You might see their logo just there on our Warcon mug. You know, they're really pushing to expand in the sense of the games that they play there, the store and stuff. And you know, I'm hoping that once I've got my army, maybe even just base coated, to be honest, with some real basic colours on, we can get some people down, start playing some games, and yeah, I think it'll be really, really cool. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, guys, that's me little update on my reinforcements. Now I've got plenty of options for the table now, plenty of things I can take. Well, there's Tetrarch I can slot in there. Recce Jeep I can use as the command vehicle, I suppose. Maybe Vickers teams, things like that. So I've got plenty to keep me busy in terms of bolt action. You know, terrainy bits as well. I might even employ the help of the wife with these. Get her to paint some of these one evening with me. Do something together, eh? Spend time with the wife. Get her involved in the hobby. No, she's not that fussed on it, to be honest, but she's supportive, as she says. She's very supportive of my hobbies. So yeah. But that's it for today, guys. You know, if you've liked this, you know, give us a like, a subscribe, leave a comment. You know, any recommendations for any other reinforcements, or you're just going to comment saying paint, man. Get them painted and get them played. That is the plan. Don't worry, that is the plan. This isn't going to be something that just gets to sit on the shelf. It's just finding the time to get to hobby, to be honest, lately. You know, I've been very busy with work, and we've been on holiday and stuff, and yeah, so it's nice to be back in my cupboard under the stairs and doing some hobby stuff, and yeah, planning an army. So yeah, hope you've all just dropped all my little plastic bags there for all my stuff. Yeah, I hope you're all keeping safe, you're all keeping well. You know, if you've got any recommendations, let me know. And yeah, drop us a like and a subscribe if you liked it, guys. If you're not subscribed, you know, subscribe. Say hello in the comments, and you know, what do you play for bolt action? Do you play the British? Do you play, you know, the Germans? We're looking at the Fallschirmjäger army. It's very, very cool. Because obviously I've got the winter stuff there as well. Again, a job for down the road. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Talk to you soon. Ta-ra.